What is going on, my lions? Welcome. Tam here. Excited today for the second portion of our 5-episode run. So yesterday I talked to you guys about reviews, or sorry, not yesterday. I meant on Monday we talked about reviews. So today we're gonna start talking. We're gonna talk about price and your revenue and your sales. So actually, let's leave price for a next video because I have a lot of points for that one. So let's talk about your revenue, okay? So when we are doing our product research, right, and we are using Jungle Scout to do this, what we try to do is find out what our competitors are making with their products, okay? Find out the exact product. Sorry, let's make sure I'm straight in front of the camera. Find out exactly how much your competitors are doing, how much they're making money with the product that they're selling, right? Because that's your first indicator of what the revenue could look like for you. And to have this competitive analysis, we use Jungle Scout's Chrome extension. I have the light version. I've shown you guys. There is a 20% discount in the description, so make sure you guys take advantage of that because I have actually managed to score that with them, and they've been kind enough to give me that discount to provide to you guys, so I really appreciate it. If any of the Jungle Scout guys are watching, thank you so much. So yeah, so use Jungle Scout's Chrome extension and go to Amazon, same thing. We're gonna upload all the listings of the product that we're trying to sell, and then we're gonna run Chrome extension against that first page. And Chrome extension detects all the pages, but the first page is what you'll see. You wanna focus on revenues that are 5,000 and over, okay? And there's a reason for that, guys, okay? First of all, reviews we talked about, you wanna make sure it's lower review, less than 100, and revenue is 5,000 and higher, okay? There are specific mathematical reasons why we do that, okay? I don't want you guys to get into anything lower than that because I do not want you guys to fail. I've learned this the hard way, guys. I remember when I started, I found a product that was like doing $3,000 a month, and I'm like, wow, that's $3,000. If I make half of that as my profit, which is normally what you want to have, that's $1,500 with one product. That is amazing, right? And I'm doing all that only to realize that that's not the case, and I explain why. So $5,000 you're making with your first product minimum. Now let's break down the numbers. What does that mean? In order to do so, we have to understand what our costs are. So let's start there. Let's start with our cost and start from point A, which is your manufacturing cost, okay? So you also gotta take it into account that you're gonna purchase softwares like Jungle Scout, right? These are all costs that are associated. So sort of your overhead, right? So you gotta think about these things. You're gonna invest, let's say $100 with Jungle Scout US, and you are gonna manufacture, let's say 200 products, right? And what you're gonna do is you are gonna manufacture it for, let's say $5, $7. Amazon FBA fees are gonna be another $5 on average. Your shipping will be half of that. So if your units is selling about $22 to $25, you're looking at a 50% margin. Okay, so after that cost, I'm looking at 50% margin. So that's still $2,500 profit in my pocket from one product, right? Now, you gotta take into account the other costs that could be associated with your product that is not in front of your face right away. So what do I mean by that? PPC campaigns. You guys are missing that. Advertising is key in becoming a successful Amazon seller and to actually build sales velocity. You're gonna invest, I would say on average, $500 on PPC campaigns for each product per month. So all of a sudden now, your $2,500 profit is actually $2,000, right? And I'm not accounting for anything like if you needed to take professional pictures, or if there is another software that you're using, and most likely you are. So I would like to take another 200 just for those miscellaneous costs that could come. Like let's say if shipping is late, right? You build a little bit of storage somewhere, or there are demurrage charges, which is basically wait times at the port. Stuff like that that could really cost you. And not to mention shipping. Shipping, you may get a quote that says that, okay, your shipping is going to cost this much, right? But by the time you ship it, if you guys know anything about freight, is that shipping costs change constantly, at least every month. GRIs, which is general rate increase, kicks in every month, and you are going to have a higher cost depending on what's happening in the world. There's a lot of factors that kind of bind into that one. So you always have to account for miscellaneous costs. So at the end of the day, with a $5,000 product, you're left with $1,500 to $1,800 of true profit. So now that sounds great, right? You have profit with one product you're making. If you have 2-3 products, you're making a really good salary, right, for yourself a month. Great. But what becomes important is when you're dealing with really low price or low margin products. That's where your fault is, and that's what I want you guys to avoid. Where the problem will become is if you're dealing with low margin products. So if you're making not 50%, 30%, right? All of a sudden your price or your profit drops, right? So you're now looking at $1,200 or $1,000, right? For that matter. So that's why, guys, we want to make sure we're making at least $5,000 a month on a product, because if you're making $3,000 a month on a product and 50% is your on average, which is your cost, and 50% your revenue, you're making $1,500. And if you take your PPC campaigns, because that price is not going to change, right? So $300-400 out of that, plus your you're taking out your software fees and this and that, all of a sudden you're left with like $700 to $800 of profit on a product. And it's very demotivating when you're not making the money that you thought you will with Amazon. But you guys, it actually starts with product research. That's why we do product research, to make sure we don't get into troubles like that. And that's why I always discourage my students from trying to get into products that are low margin or even low price. Like if it's like things, you don't want to sell anything that is lower than $20 American, because those kind of products, the manufacturing costs are high, and it's gonna eat through all your profit margin. Remember, guys, we're doing this to make money, right? If you're not making proper money, what's the point of doing this? Because in the beginning, it is gonna be a little bit of investment before it kind of becomes a lights out situation where you don't have to invest a lot of time, just some monetary time, maybe like half an hour a day, just to make sure everything is running smooth and all that. So that is important, guys. Keep that in mind. Another example that comes to mind is my second product. When I was trying to break into the market and I was trying to sell different things in that product, I did not do proper research. I remember I joined an Amazon FBA Facebook group. I'm not gonna say which one. It's not right to badmouth anybody. So I joined that group, and I remember like some of the admins said like, okay, you gotta get into this. We've been trying this product. It's really going great, and it's doing amazing dollars in US. Only thing is I live in Canada and I'm selling in Canada. Did not kick in. I'm like, okay, we're in North America, so it should be okay. It should be the same thing. But I didn't take into account the population of Canada, which is 1/10 of the United States. I didn't take into account that people's wants and needs and desires, everything is different over here. The culture is different. The product sells differently in different regions of the world. So none of that stuff. And I did not do proper product research to see what sellers in Canada are doing, right? And guess what happened? I invested a lot of PPC campaign money on that one. And guys, I made $200 at the end of the day. $200. I liquidated it. I never went back to that product ever again. Yeah, like you gotta stay away from products like that, and take people's advice, but do your own research on their advice. Make sure that what they're telling you is actually true, and you can actually trust it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your viewership. Subscribe, hit the bell button. Let me know how you like this video. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys on Friday, and we are gonna talk about price, which is another segment, very important segment, and I'm gonna show you guys how to price your product. Thanks again, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.